Because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up, Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present.
In the quiet town of Dolton, Illinois, the political drama surrounding self-proclaimed super mayor Tiffany Henyard has reached unprecedented heights, transforming what should be a routine local government role into a spectacle straight out of a reality TV show. From financial scandals to public meltdowns, Henyard has managed to dominate headlines and turn the village's leadership into a soap opera, leaving many residents questioning not only her competence, but also her motives. This is the story of a mayor who has placed herself at the center of a growing political drama, with the town of Dolton caught in the crossfire. Henyard, who boldly refers to herself as the people's mayor, has consistently managed to make herself the focus of attention. Whether it's her late arrivals to meetings, her dismissal of public concerns, or her tendency to create spectacle out of the mundane, Henyard has had a knack for turning every moment into a headline. Recently, she announced her bid for re-election with a confidence that seems more fitting for a political outsider than the leader of a community in turmoil. In a Facebook post, she declared, "Attention, attention, attention. I am running for re-election," but the announcement seemed to garner little excitement among Dolton's residents. Instead, it fed into growing calls for her resignation, as many questioned how she could even consider running again given the financial chaos and political discord that have plagued her leadership. To understand the controversies surrounding Henyard, one must first look at the financial mess left in her wake. When she assumed office, Dolton's general fund balance was over $5 million. Fast forward a few years, and the town is now drowning in a deficit of more than $3 million. The shift from surplus to deficit is staggering, especially given the questionable financial practices that have been uncovered under Henyard's watch. An investigation into Dolton's finances, led by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, revealed a series of eyebrow-raising expenditures. Perhaps the most shocking revelation was the discovery of a $40,000 spending spree on Amazon in just one day. What was purchased remains unclear, but the lack of transparency surrounding these expenditures has only intensified concerns about Henyard's financial management. Critics have accused her of treating the town's budget like a personal shopping account rather than a resource for public service. But the Amazon incident was just the tip of the iceberg. The audit also uncovered a pattern of high-value charges on the village's credit cards, many of which lacked proper documentation or approval. Purchases ranged from retail goods to unexplained administrative costs, with little accountability or checks and balances in place. As a result, Dolton's public services have suffered, and vendors have begun refusing to fulfill orders because the village is unable to pay its bills. In some cases, even basic supplies like paper and ink were unavailable at the village office. This financial mismanagement has left many residents furious. Where is the money going? Why isn't it being used to fix roads, improve schools, or provide basic services? In addition to the financial turmoil, Henyard's leadership style has raised significant concerns. She has regularly stormed into meetings late, with little regard for the schedules of those in attendance. At a recent village board meeting, residents waited for over 30 minutes for Henyard to arrive, with some openly mocking her tardiness. "We just sacrificed 32 minutes for someone who doesn't care about our time," one resident said, to applause from others. When Henyard finally showed up, she didn't apologize, but instead hit back at her critics, calling them disrespectful and accusing them of being her fans. Her combative approach has alienated not only residents, but also members of the village board. Trustees have accused her of bypassing protocol and making unilateral decisions without consulting anyone. One of the most controversial decisions made by Henyard was her appointment of Ronald Berg as Dolton's new police chief. The move was met with immediate backlash because Berg's state certification had expired, making him ineligible to serve in the role. Despite this, Henyard went ahead with the appointment anyway, leading to a legal battle. The Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board sent a letter declaring Berg unfit for the position, but Henyard's administration pressed forward. This incident was just another example of Henyard's disregard for established protocols and the concerns of the village board, further deepening the dysfunction within her administration. Beyond financial mismanagement and poor decision-making, Henyard has also been accused of using her power to retaliate against those who oppose her. Several reports claim that she has used her influence over local law enforcement to target her critics and political adversaries. Former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins, who was fired without board approval, filed a lawsuit alleging that Henyard directed him to harass individuals she labeled as enemies. Trustees have echoed these claims, alleging that Henyard used the police to intimidate and manipulate her political opponents, even going so far as to order officers to follow them around town and issue tickets as a way of applying pressure. This politicization of law enforcement has raised serious concerns about the abuse of power within Henyard's administration. In recent months, the situation in Dolton has only gotten worse. The dysfunction within the village government reached a new low when two trustees, Christopher Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, boycotted a critical meeting. They cited concerns over transparency and the lack of proper vetting of agenda items as their reasons for refusing to attend. Their absence prevented a quorum, halting plans to appoint a new board member to fill a vacancy. Gonzalez argued that the appointment process should involve the community, not just the board, saying, "We're not going to be part of the circus. We just want to get some responsible adults in here and do the right thing by the citizens." In an attempt to deflect criticism and improve her public image, Henyard has staged a series of feel-good events, including an annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. While some residents appreciated the gesture, others saw it as a blatant attempt to distract from the deeper issues plaguing the town. "She's just trying to buy goodwill with turkeys while ignoring the real problems," one resident said. Even Henyard's supporters couldn't help but question the timing of the giveaway, as it occurred just as the town was facing a financial crisis. Trustees accused Henyard of using the event as a distraction, saying it was emblematic of her priorities optics over substance. Despite mounting pressure and criticism from both residents and former allies, Henyard remains defiant. She has announced her re-election campaign with the self-assurance of someone who believes she is invincible. Comparing herself to former President Donald Trump, Henyard declared, "Just like Trump, I'm coming in on a landslide." This bold claim seems out of touch with the reality on the ground, where her approval ratings have plummeted and the town's finances are in disarray. Henyard's confidence in her re-election bid has left many wondering whether she truly understands the level of discontent among the residents of Dolton. Amid this chaos, trustee Jason House, one of Henyard's most vocal critics, has launched his own campaign for mayor. House has promised a platform of transparency, fiscal responsibility, and a commitment to addressing Dolton's real issues. For many residents, House represents a fresh start and an opportunity to move away from the dysfunction and controversy that have defined Henyard's tenure as mayor. The upcoming 2025 election promises to be a critical moment for the future of Dolton, as residents weigh whether to give Henyard another term or finally say, enough is enough. As the election approaches, the question of whether Henyard's leadership can be redeemed remains uncertain. For a town that has been mired in financial instability, public feuds, and scandal, the prospect of another 4 years under Henyard's leadership seems increasingly untenable. The residents of Dolton are fed up, and many are eager for change. Whether Henyard can defy the odds and secure a second term remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the drama surrounding her leadership is far from over. Will Dolton continue to suffer under the self-proclaimed super mayor, or will the town finally get the fresh start it desperately needs? The coming months will determine the future of this embattled community.